Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the special Tuesday morning session of the Monday Morning Mastermind. Now, guys, as it's January 28th, 2014. We've been at this a little over 2 months now, and we've gone through all sorts of different things in this group. And I got to tell you guys, I have a huge, huge vision of where I want to go with this. And and I actually went to an event this last weekend, and most of you that are going to watch this recording are going to see this. And for me, I just absolutely, had this total shift. And it's not that I wasn't already, working on my vision and, getting clear on my vision and things like that, but, I really believe that this is going to be the most amazing 90 days of my entire life. I cannot wait to really get rolling and to be able to show you guys things. We're going to continue to do these Monday Hangouts, and I just cannot wait to really show you guys all the stuff that I learned. And I've probably got 10 or 15 pages of notes from the event, just different things that we can go over here subject wise and things like that. I am just really, really excited to get going here. And I feel blessed. I really do. I feel like there isn't anything at all that I can't do. It really is whatever it takes. And I do have some major things that I want to do and some major things that I want to accomplish. And I just can't wait to make it happen. I really can't. I am just so absolutely excited to get this rolling. And with that, guys, as always, we start the Monday Morning Mastermind with the video. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started here. And let me put this in here. And I hope you guys really, really enjoy this.
Before April 1954, the common belief, the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again, and people had failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. When something happens to them, they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and they can't see the possibility of it being any different.
250 yards to go, and Bannister takes over. Watch his giant stride take him to the front as he races the last lung-bursting furlong.
Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. 20,000 people. What changed? Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done. And because they knew it had been done, there was a new belief about this barrier that was unreachable. And those 20,000 people got in a race believing, knowing in their heart that someone had done it, that it's possible that they could do it. If someone can make that dream become a reality, then you can make your dream become reality. Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see, judging according to appearances. But mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, "It's not possible, it's over, I'm finished. I can't do it. I can't make it." He surrendered. I've faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody somewhere will give me a job. He just kept going. thinking it was possible. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams. Because things happen to you in life that you can never, ever anticipate. And many times when those things happen, you want to give up. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. See, it's hard when you are 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard. When you're working on something and you put everything you have in it, and it doesn't work out, you lose your money and other people's money. You know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. It's good to you. Why? See, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination. If you want to make it happen, it's you. But you've got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen.
It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind.
I dare you not to go back to sleep. I dare you to get up, and I dare you to chase your dreams.
It's possible you can win. Whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. Step toward it. You want to make your dream come true, you got to stay focused. Some people rather get even than get ahead. Stay focused on where you want to go. Where are you going with your life?
You know, guys, the thing that gets me about that is, it really is, it's that simple. You have to have a belief that no matter how bad it is, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what the other people are telling you, you have to have a belief that you can and you will get through it, regardless of the situation. You know, I had to learn that myself here recently, that no matter, how bad it was, no matter the situations, no matter the people around you, no matter the naysayers, no matter what resistance might come, I am going to go through this, and I am going to do whatever it takes to live out my dreams, to be wherever it is, and to do the things that I want to do. I've told you guys before that one of my biggest goals for this year is to go and see my daughter. That is a very, very big thing for me, and I'm going to do it sometime in the next 90 days. I haven't seen her in a while, and it's really, really important to me. That's my why. That's the thing that drives me. I also have, other bigger plans for this year. My goal and income disclosure here, obviously, guys, my goal is $500,000 by the end of this year. And I'm going to start that off by making $100,000 in the next 90 days. And the thing is, to some people, they may hear numbers like that and think that I am absolutely crazy. And that's the thing, that's what's wrong with this world today, is that people can't see past their own situation. They can't see that these things are possible, that people are doing these kind of things every single day. And as long as you're diligent and you're standing guard at the door of your mind and keeping those bad things out, not letting it get to you, you can do this. You can do whatever it is that you set your mind to, as long as you keep it right there in front and you are 100% crystal clear on where it is that you want to go. I know where I want to go. I can see it. I can feel it. I can draw from that energy that, when somebody tells you, oh, Dustin, that thing's just a joke, it's just a scam, you just need to go out and get yourself a regular job and, try and, save and not take risks and all of these other things. Why are they telling me that? It's because they haven't figured it out yet. And that's nothing against anybody, but they just aren't in a place where they can understand that. And that's the thing, guys. I get that, and everybody's got their own place and they're in their own situation, but that's what I am here for, guys, is to help people understand that no matter what it is, no matter how big and how lofty that goal is, you can get through this regardless. You can flip that switch and just be able to absolutely blow past anything that might happen. Anything at all, guys. You can get through this. It is really that simple. Set an intention, visualize it as much as you possibly can, and take action. When you are in line with your vision and when you are clear with where you want to go and the things that you want to do, you can and will make things happen. I have seen it myself where, I didn't know, exactly, how I was going to get, a bill paid, or, I didn't know exactly how I was going to get to this event in Miami because I had a lot of other things going on. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But you know what? I knew how important it was for me to get to this event. And I knew the things that would come out of it and the networking and all of those things. I knew what would come of it. And I can tell you guys right now that, I got everything that I wanted out of that event and then some. I got to meet the people that I wanted to be around. I got to have a lot of conversations that I need to have. And, I also got to affect other people. I got to affect people at an event. It's not just, the speakers and, and the lights and the sound and all that stuff that affects people. I got to affect people. And I went into that event knowing that I wanted to do whatever I could to help other people. And you know what? I didn't go into it, expecting to get any kind of giant recognition or anything like that, or, to be up on stage. I didn't go into this event that way. I went into this event, with the heart of giving, knowing that if I could give something to somebody else that was useful, then then I'm always going to get a return on that. And I understand that, but it's not like I expect to have, exactly this thing happen. It's not about the fame and the recognition. It's about what am I going to leave behind? Can I honestly say that I have helped people over the course of my life? Can I honestly say that? And now I know with what I'm doing that I can say that I am a man of value because I want to bring value to people every single day. And I just, I tell you what, it is just absolutely the best feeling in the world to know that you can have enough of an effect on people's lives that, when it comes time for, people to stand up and, talk about the things that have affected them, over the course of a weekend and an event, that, people actually stand up and mention you by name. And that actually happened to me. And here's a little bit of a funny story. I wasn't in the actual meeting room when all this went down. I had two people, stand up and mention me by name that I had helped them out with, a few things, even just at the event. And I'm still not sure exactly who it was because I want to go out there and help people. And the thing is, literally, without me even being in the room, I had people chanting my name, which, again, I'm not about, the fame or the fortune or anything like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I was actually out in another room, in a conversation with other people and masterminding and things like that. The recognition is going to come as long as you put your mind to it and you really just go out there and make things happen. Believe that no matter what steps in your way, that you are going to get through it. You can do this, guys. You can do this. All those people that, are, in your ear all the time and all of that stuff, all it is noise. It is just simply noise. I mean, think about that, guys. How is it that anybody else can have an effect on you just by speaking their words? If they say something that's profound, that, affects you in a positive way, yeah, I can see that. But people telling you that, oh, you can't do that, or, oh, you're gonna lose, or whatever. The only way that they can affect you is if you let them. And the only way that I can affect you is if you let me. You have to be ready to hear those words. I sat through 3 other events, guys, 3 other major company events, and I got excited, and I had some personal breakthroughs, and things happened. But you know what? In the end, what held me back was when I got home, I didn't just jump out there and take action. And I can tell you guys right now, and I'm going to tell everybody that ever listens to this call, you can mark my words that, the end of that event, my last excuse was yesterday. There is no quit here. If I was going to quit, I should have quit yesterday. I should have quit 6 months ago. I should have quit before I ever quit my regular job. But you know what? I am in this because I honestly believe in the community that I'm around, and I believe in myself. I believe that I can achieve any dream that it is that I want in this world. I can achieve it, and so can you. Whatever it is, whatever you have going on in your life, even if it's just a small thing, visualize yourself already accomplishing that goal. Even if it's just, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill. Visualize it already being paid. For however long it takes, visualize yourself writing out that check. Whatever you have to do, just go out there and visualize it and take action. Figure out all the things that you can do to get whatever it is you need accomplished. We did a brain dump this weekend, which is something I've talked to you guys before in the past over the other videos. And basically, what you need to do is sit down. If you've got some big problem, and you don't know exactly how you're going to get there. So what you're going to want to do is actually sit down, and I want you to write down your name, can and will accomplish this goal by this date, fill in the blanks there, obviously. And this is how I'm going to do it. And then on that same sheet of paper, I want you to start writing the numbers 1 through 50 down in a line down the side of the paper, 1 dot, 2 dot, so on and so forth. Write that down on the piece of paper. And just go through and write everything that you could possibly think of. And it doesn't matter if in the back of your head you go, that won't work. That's not going to happen. Just write it down. And eventually, you're going to cross some of these things off. But until you have actually tried them all, whether or not It sounds like it's not going to work. Now, obviously, here's the thing, guys. We need to stay in integrity with this. So obviously, things like, I got to go rob a bank to pay my bills, that's just not going to work, obviously. But, oh goodness. But anything, even if it sounds like the most ridiculous thing ever, if it popped into your head, it popped into your head for a reason. So go ahead and write it down. And what you're going to do, and I want you guys to finish this after, obviously after this call, but what you're going to do is you're actually going to go through and go down that list and try and do every single one of those things. Actually, do every single one of those things and mark it off the list. And if you get to 50 and you still have things coming into your head, write some more. Get absolutely everything that you have in your head that's related to that goal out and moving. And I hope you guys understand this. If you can go through that process for anything that comes up in your life, anything at all, I've got a bunch of stuff on my whiteboard up here on the wall, things that I want to accomplish. And, I've got lists of things that I am going to do to get those things done. No matter what, I'm going to do all of these things to get them done. I walk into my office every morning and I have my vision board up on the wall. I have my whiteboard with, current goals, things that I need to accomplish and want to accomplish in the shorter period. And, I've got my business game plan. I've got, workout plans. I've got, all of these things here so that I never forget where I'm going and the things that I need to do and why it is that I want to accomplish those things. And you've heard me talk about this before, guys. It's not so much about, just going out there and making the next buck. It's not. But I understand that, to get to where I want to go and to get some of these things and to do some of these things that I want to do, that's got to be a big part of it. You got to, takes money to make money, and all that, aside. But guys, really, you can manifest these things. You can make it happen just by pushing that thought into your subconscious mind so much that it's something that you don't even really have to push yourself to think about anymore. It's just there instantly. When somebody tells you that you can't do this, it's like, what? Nobody told me that before. I'm not listening to that. It's in one ear and out the other. And guys, again, I cannot wait for, all the things that are going to come in this next 90 days. And, I made a statement on my page the other day that, I'm going to do whatever it takes and I want to take people with me. And the thing is, guys, no matter what happens here, I want you guys to be with me. And everybody that listens to this call, I am glad to have you here at this early stage in my career and my development. Because for me, it is still the early stages. I'm, just getting out of the grind and really, making things happen. And I can see it. I can see the next steps. And it takes a little bit to get there. But when those things come up, guys, you can get through it. You can. It is possible. That's the message that I need to share with you guys. No matter what happens, no matter what comes up, there's so many people that, have had, everything in the world and then lost it, but they were able to get it back again because they believe that they can do it. It's like at the beginning of that video, Les Brown said that, whenever Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile, before that, nobody had ever done it. They thought that it was beyond, that it was beyond the capabilities of the human body to run a 4-minute mile. And since then, more than 20,000 people, including high school age kids, have run a sub 4-minute mile. Why is that? Why is it that until that one person did it, nobody else could? Why is it that, all of a sudden everybody can do it. All of a sudden, it just changes. You get that? It's because they had a new belief. That's all it is. It's just a new belief that, wait a second, it can be done. It is possible. I can do this. And if you feel like you can't, and that it's just not happening for you, there's two things, okay? And this is something that I've learned. Either your goal isn't big enough to push you to get to it. Think about that, okay? Or you just haven't seen somebody else do it yet. And the thing is, with the second one there, it's not that you have to see somebody else do it first. Obviously, there's some people that are, strong enough of will, strong enough of mind, and actually everybody can get to this point that, they're just going to go through it and they're going to do it regardless of what anybody told them they can or can't do. And I'm the same way. I will do this regardless of what, excuse me, what anybody tells me I can or cannot do. I have major goals and they involve all of you guys as well. I've got a big vision of things that I want to do and ways that I want to be able to help people. I've got a vision of the legacy that I want to leave behind. The legacy for my kids, my daughter who lives in another country. I want to leave the best possible example behind for my family and for my kids, and it's also for myself, and I look at the legacy of my family. I'm the first person in my entire family to step out and say, you know what? I'm not going to be stuck in this same old routine, going to some job, pushing a button, and never going anywhere. I'm the first person to really be a true entrepreneur in my entire family. My whole family has always worked jobs, as many generations back as I know. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my coffee there. Throat's getting a little bit dry. But the thing is, guys, what it really comes down to is just knowing yourself. Whatever that goal is, you need to take the time to write it down and actually physically write it down. This is something that, for me was a little bit of a sore spot. I don't know if any of you guys know, but, I've got the should have been a doctor handwriting. Really, really, really rough handwriting. So, I never really like to write things down because normally I can't read my notes. But, this event, I actually went through and really, really took good notes. And I just took my time writing things down. That's really all it came down to. And, I've got some really, really, really big things, that are coming up here, guys. And I've got some huge notes. But, the thing is, in writing these notes down, I picked up all of the things in this event that were my goals at the beginning, and, it's just amazing to see where all of this comes from. I, I know that I can do this, and I know that I'm going to take other people along with me. That's the big thing, guys. I know that I can make this happen. And I've got the skills and I've got everything in place that I need to get myself moving. And the things that might come up, I can always find those resources as I go along. And I hope you guys understand that you can always find the resources that you need. I've got some big things coming up, places that I want to go. Empower Network's holding a closed event in the Dominican here in about a month, and I want to figure out how to go to that just because I believe that the power of these events and being around the other people, people that are, or being around people that are of the same mindset and that have what you want is the best thing you can ever do for yourself. And I've got a lot of things, man. These next couple of weeks, guys, you cannot miss these Monday morning masterminds. Just cannot do it. It is always going to be worth your time. And I have huge, huge things that I'm going to share with you guys. And it's not just all mindset stuff. We're going to get really, really in depth about, planning your time and goal setting and a lot of other things as well. I told myself at the beginning of this year that 2014 was going to be the year of value, and I will do everything that I can to give you guys more value than anybody else in your life. I want to be the MVP, the most valuable person. That's my thing. I want to be as valuable as I possibly can and be able to give as much value as I possibly can. And I would hope that your goal is to give as much value as you can and to breathe life into people. I've realized more and more now that that's really what I want to do. And yeah, I've got all this, tech stuff on the side and I've got a lot of that stuff figured out. But guys, really, it just comes down to being, really wanting to help other people. And, I just can't wait. I really, really am excited for what's going to come, but I would like you guys in the actual Monday morning mastermind group, those of you that are in the group, great. If not, send me a message on Facebook. I'll get you added to the actual group. But I'd like you guys to answer some questions for me. And that way I can, solidify my direction for this group going forward. I want to know what the two biggest challenges for you are right now. The two biggest challenges that you have right now. And then I'd also like you guys to tell me, if you could learn thing, one thing about personal development or goal setting, if you could learn, or really any subject, guys, if you could learn one thing from this mastermind, what would it be? That's what I need to know, guys. And with that, I want you guys to know that I appreciate your time. I understand that I normally do these on Mondays. Not a lot of people could attend live. Rosanna, I see that you're there. I appreciate you coming in this morning, all the way from South Africa. I cannot wait, guys, to just continue to breathe life into you guys. And the normal time for this, as always, is going to be Monday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, I really, really appreciate your time, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this and take care.